So this is the first proven reel technique that I'm going to be going through with you today to help you attract your dream audience. I'm going to be going through the do's and the don'ts of recording and editing your reel for success. Number one, don't fall into the trends trap. And I know it's so easy to see someone on Instagram who has, 400,000 views on Instagram on their reels and go, okay, that reel's trending right now. I'm going to go and copy that exact same reel. But when you do it, it falls short. Your audience doesn't respond how you expect them to respond. And in most times, it actually gets less engagement than your other reels. It's because you're trying to fit yourself into a trend that may not work. So instead, I want you to focus on the content first. So you want to create something that is unique. So take the trend, take the audio and put a unique spin on it. Something that aligns with your brand and with your audience and something that your audience will relate to. So I'm going to show you an example here of one of my reels. And this reel here takes on the trend of someone walking down the street about to do something. So for example, for me, if I was to do this trend, it would be, me walking down the street about to create an Instagram reel. But instead of following that trend of just walking down the street, I turned it into something unique. And I used my ring light as almost like my best friend that comes with me everywhere because I'm about to record reels everywhere that I go. So I'll show you what that looks like right here. So see how I made that unique? So many people commented on it saying, oh my gosh, that looks like me. That sounds like me. I can totally relate. So when you take a trend and you alter it, you twist it so that it does really relate to your audience, you are going to get better results and you are going to connect with your audience on a better level as well. Now, another technique that I want you all to work on with your reels and creating your reels is ensuring that you have all the right things, elements in your reels. The first thing that I really want to stress to you guys is the first 3 seconds count. Imagine your audience. They are scrolling through hundreds of posts, hundreds of reels every single day. What is making yours stand out? You have 3 seconds to attract your audience's attention before they scroll on to the next piece of content. So before you do anything, I want you to get your phone and take a screenshot of this page, take a photo of this page so you can save it for later. So let's dive into these techniques. Number one, you want to make sure that your reel is short and sweet. If you can explain or demonstrate the topic of the reel in 7 seconds, don't use 30 seconds explaining it. Get in, get out. Your audience has an attention span of 3 seconds. They want to get the information really short, sharp, and sweet. Next, you want to be using a juicy hook. Think of yourself as a journalist. If you were writing a newspaper article, what is the headline that you would write on that very first page? That needs to be juicy and it needs to reel them in because your audience is actually spending and investing time with you right now. So you need to make sure that your audience already knows what the reel is about, so they are more likely to continue watching the reel right up until it finishes. That way you are able to get a better view rate and more engagement and more results from your reels, turning your audience into fans. Another way that you can make the first 3 seconds of your reel count is by using transitions. Now, transitions stop the scroll. You can do something like a click. You can do a jump. You can do a clothing change, whatever that might look like. Using a transition right at the start will allow your audience to go in and be like, whoa, what happened? What was that? What just happened just then? That's what we want from your audience. We want your audience to stop their scroll, stop what they are doing, and focus in on your reel. Next, your personality. Your personality is so important to building relationships with your audience. So you want to go in and showcase your bubbly, fun personality. You want to showcase who you are and showcase what you have to offer. Now, if you have products, you can actually personify your products. I personified my ring light and made my ring light a person. Next, your reel ratio. Oh my goodness. This is one of the most underrated things in your Instagram reels. So too many people I see are creating reels and they are putting their text too low or way too high. So what happens is when the text is too low, it actually gets caught up underneath the caption of your reel. So your audience can't actually read the text on your reel. So you want to make sure the text is in the middle or somewhere in the middle there so that your audience can actually read it. They can engage with it. They know exactly what you're talking about and they don't need to sort of guess. Because when your text is hidden, your audience is more likely to scroll right past and go, oh, that's too hard, next. And lastly, value. You want to make sure that you're providing value to your audience. You're educating them, you're showing them how you can relate to them, you're sharing your products, your services in a way that is going to connect with them on a person-to-person level. The next proven technique to leverage your audience on Instagram is to tell your audience where to go next. There is nothing worse than watching a reel that just ends. It ends abruptly and your audience is like, cool, let me scroll to the next reel. You want to capture your audience. You want to capture their attention. And you do this by having a call to action. You tell them where to go next after watching your reel. So this is one of the most powerful techniques to turn your audience into a follower and into a client. So at the end of your reel, you could say something like this. Read the caption to find out why. Follow for part 2. Follow me for more tips. Comment below to find out what the answer is. There are so many different options here that you have for your call to action. Take a screenshot of this page as well, but I want you to now to take action. So now it's your turn. I want you to write down 3 call to actions that you can use in your Instagram Reels right now.